be efficient if I have to address people in Central Africa. But maybe I can be somehow in Southern Africa, who knows? A little bit in East Africa, maybe, because I'm half a Tanzanian, you know. I lived so many years in Tanzania, and now I have been adopted as a Kenyan citizen. So maybe I can do something in East Africa. But what I'm saying is you have to understand the culture of the people you are talking to. You have to be able to articulate the policy, but you have to be able to talk the language of the woman of the village to be a champion on nutrition. And because of that, I think we need to find ourselves really a group of prominent Africans. When I say prominent, I'm not talking of the usual suspects. I'm talking, when I say prominent, I say people who really are very good communicators. And I have found very good communicators among our people, particularly in women. So we need to identify those who convincingly can send the message either to a head of state or a parliamentarian or a scientist or NGOs and women and families, but really to take this agenda as important as like the water. As we know, you can't spend a day without water. We have to take it to a point where when we are in our farm, when we are cooking, we know that this at the end is to make our child to have a good beginning. So, champions. I think also one of the targets which we established for ourselves is to combine knowledge. I heard people talking about evidence-based, or it would be information-based. I do not know. I don't want to discuss the technicalities. What I want to say is we need science and researchers to help us to determine where we stand today and where we can go in 5 and 10 years so that we'll have a sense of progress. One of the frustrating things with Africans is that they are talking the same thing with the same language since 20 years back. I've been there. If you listen to the language of what education is, the language of poverty, it's exactly the same thing 20 years. And you say, but have we made progress? Of course we have. But who is able to say exactly where we started, where we stand today, and where we'll be in 5, 10 years? We need to change the language also to empower people to feel no matter how big the challenges are, but brick by brick, we are making progress. And that means to help us not only to have a sort of a baseline of where we are, but also to say what is possible to achieve in 5 years' time. And in 5 years' time, when we meet here, we will say, yes, in 2010, these were the problems. But in 2020, or now I say 5 years, in 2015, the problems are in a different level. Or at least we articulated the same problem, but in a different language, in a different level. We have to progress. We can't be moving in circles, because that doesn't empower us to feel how our energy is taking us to move ahead. So I think we need to combine this social mobilization with really what science and what research and what monitoring, what we are doing can be. And that's where GAIN also can help us. More than just having our plans. Not only helping us to have a capacity building. Part of the capacity building is how do we articulate this, how do we monitor, how do we measure progress? I think when you have a huge challenge in front of you, you have also to be able to strengthen those examples which tells you that it is possible. I'm glad because here we heard lessons. Malawi, Cote d'Ivoire, Senegal, Namibia, just to name a few countries. We heard here that it's possible. Even what we are saying to take it to the highest level, it is possible. That should be our pride. It's to know, yes, we have a monumental task in front of us. It will take us actually 20, 50 years to overcome completely malnutrition. But there are, as we speak, countries which are doing well. Kenya is one of them, actually. So those lessons, good lessons from Africa. I don't know. Is someone here from the media? Is someone here from the media? Who should help us to take them and highlight? To say, yes, we are saying that in some regions you have 50% of the population who are malnourished. But at the same time, we are saying there are very good examples in Africa of how to tackle it, and so is doing this. So the message has to be balanced, so that we are not just a continent of doom, which always we are told about the problems we have, but we are never told about the successes we make. So this conference, I think, it was really empowering. You feel the burden of the responsibility, but it was empowering in the sense that you touched very concrete things, and there were examples which shine to show how much can be achieved when there is clarity in terms of vision, of commitment, allocation of resources, monitoring, and social mobilization. So I would like to suggest clearly that more than, particularly today, more than just having a report of this meeting, please profile the good lessons which were learned. You profile in your website, in your publications. Encourage even some of the journalists who can speak to these wonderful people who were sitting in this room during 2 days, and they shared with us their successes, so that they will speak on their own behalf. And that also is very important, that you have different faces talking and you have different voices. I want to finish by this, saying the issue of faces and voices of Africans and articulating not only their challenges, but again, I'll repeat, their successes, their aspirations. It's extremely important. So here, we have, and we heard of really the kind of balanced Africa we have, with its challenges, huge challenges, but with its potential. That's what we should take from this meeting, in which we can see our business people, our government officials, our researchers, champions, whoever, the different faces and voices we heard here, to be out there in their own words, with their own face, to say, yes, it's millions who are affected, but there are hundreds and thousands of those who are fighting against it, and they told us in their own words. Thank you so much. I hope our path will cross in many other places of this continent. We'll shake hands, we'll empower one another, and we will say, this challenge of malnutrition, it is in our reach to overcome. Thank you.